All right, howdy. Welcome back to the Addicted Motors auction review series that we have going on here. And this one today is, it's funny. I've tracked this car for a while. This is, I think, a 2011 or 12 LR4 with almost 300,000 miles. It's for sale at a New York Ford dealership. And it has some pretty extensive service history as far as, you'll see it here in a second. It almost seems like they rebuilt the motor or something like that. It's a two-owner truck, 291,000 miles. I don't know if it was a trade. I don't know if it's, someone at the dealership who's driving it with a dealer tag on. They put it in inventory, but it is for sale in Mannheim. So I don't know. So yeah, it looks like, they did the coolant lines, the water pump, pretty much everything that's involved with the full engine reseal service. Because it does have that huge mileage. And this car's been for sale for almost a year and a half. I think I took a screenshot of it a very long time ago, probably even, late 2022, when these things were still going at a premium, regardless of mileage and service history. It's just kind of the COVID effect. It's got a Lux package, but, it's still 300,000 mile LR4. And it's funny, I was listening to the Auto Alex podcast the other day, and they're talking about trying to find a JLR product with over 300,000 miles for a high mileage hero challenge, and they couldn't find one. And this was the closest one that I've been able to find. So yeah, again, on paper, good service history. Everything's been replaced: bushings, suspension, air compressor, the whole 9 yards. But these things just aren't. It's not like it's a D1 or a P38 or a Range Rover Classic that the mileage doesn't matter. The mileage kind of does matter because there's more bits that will just kind of fall apart. And it's these don't like to sit. It is good looking, right? The paint's good, the interior is good, but there's so many little electronic things that aren't really. They haven't been around long enough to really anyone to realize what those faults are going to be. So to pay $10,000 for a mechanically refreshed but totaled vehicle is a tough call. And I'm sure there's going to be some guys out there that think that this is fine, that don't worry about it. But it's not an old W123 diesel Mercedes. You know what I mean? It's an inherently flawed vehicle as far as build quality and whatnot. It's not the service life of this thing is not 300,000 miles. So that's kind of what you're going to be dealing with when you potentially purchase this. I mean, I'm not saying it's unsellable. I think the only person to buy this is a YouTuber or someone that wants to, make that YouTube catch line. I have the highest mileage, LR4 ever, at least the petrol one, because I'm sure there's a couple diesels elsewhere where they're used like trucks that have, about the same type of mileage. But if you could look at the pictures, it looks fine. The paint's great. It's got slotted rotors. The tires look fine. The paint's good. The headlights aren't faded. All these things. There's no underbody shots. It's unfortunate. It's a 5-liter, so you're gonna have potential 5-liter issues. It's a lot, right? I don't know who the buyer for this is, which is interesting. There's the Lux package. I guess it doesn't have the HD package, which is unfortunate, but someone did pay too much for some of these bits a while ago. So yeah, this one's interesting. I don't really have a conclusion as far as what's going to happen with it. I'm sure it's just going to sit there and unfortunately rot. Unless there's a dealership employee that got it on trade, running dealer tags, has to put it in inventory and post it in order to make that valid, and it's just dealing it. That would be my hero. But if you're not that guy, I'm not sure who the buyer is here. So, yep, highest mileage LR4 for sale.